And welcome in, everybody, to another exciting episode of your favorite podcast, and it is the Sports Scene with the Wood Brothers. I am your host, as always, David Wood, and that guy right over there, well, that's NASCAR Doug. We got him on the show today. Hopefully, Dangerous Donnie will make bail, and maybe he'll be able to join us in time to have a great episode. Of course, today is July the 23rd, 2025, and man, it's hot outside.
Finally, yeah, I've been tired of all this rain. Now we need some hot weather, man.
You
Yeah,
know,
this
I
is
was
Texas. We're not supposed to be mild summers. It's supposed to be hot. I like the hot. Bring it
looking
on.
outside. I was looking outside just a minute ago, and there was two mama hens, turkeys, sitting in my yard with six of their babies, and they were waddling as fast as they could down to the creek across the ways there and everything. So
There ain't
they did,
nothing. Is
and
there
and I
anything in that creek?
just a little bit of trickle of water, just a trickle,
Yeah.
and so I yelled at him. I said, "Why y'all going so fast?" And she turned and looked at me, and she said, "It's hot. It's hot." That's what she said. And she got her feet in that water as quickly as she could. So, yeah, it's hot out there, folks. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing this lovely jersey, let me stand up and show this lovely jersey. Look at that.
I bet
Woohoo!
you. I bet you. Nobody, listeners can tell us who that is.
Oh, bull.
We know.
Oh,
We know who that
oh,
is.
bull. Bull. Everybody knows who this guy is.
That's when running backs were running backs, man.
When men were men and the sheep were nervous. That's correct. That is correct. I'll tell you, a lot of people. That's what we're going to talk about today, folks. Is one of our topics is the top five. I'll flash it up here real quick so that you guys can start getting your list ready. And if you're watching today's episode, please join in. Please join in. Tell us where you're from and tell us who your top five running backs are for 2025. But I felt a little nostalgic when we talked about running backs. I had to throw this one on. This is the greatness of, oh yes, Larry Zonka, the Zonk himself. And boy, I tell you what, I like me some Zonk, Dougie.
Yeah, I thought he was a great running back. I liked the way he ran. I really liked his old style helmet, the small two bar, and then that little horn
Yeah, yeah,
hook,
yeah,
hook at the top.
yeah. He was,
Just classic style football back then. That's
yeah,
when football was real back then. It
I
wasn't
tell you,
pansy pansy. You can't hit anybody very hard anymore, and can't do real blocking. It's just crazy. The NFL has changed the uh, wussification of America.
America, wussification of America. I've been chanting that for years now. I'll tell you what, though, talking about past running backs, let me throw a couple out there for you, Doug. How about the nightmare, Christian Okoye? That guy was scary. How'd you like to tackle him? How about John Riggins? John Riggins. How about tackling some John Riggins? George Foreman was another one. He didn't get his much recognition, but remember he played for the Vikings, and he was or was it Chuck Foreman? Chuck Foreman, not George.
Chuck.
George was the boxer.
George just recently passed away, so you need to,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
No, it's Chuck. Chuck Foreman,
Right.
number 44 for the Vikings.
Do I have to put up three fingers for George
What,
Foreman?
what for?
I have to put up three. Well, I have to put up three fingers when I mention Dead Dirty Dale Earnhardt. So do I have to do that for George?
Nah.
No. Okay. All right. All right. So today's broadcast, we're going to talk about our top five running backs going into the 2025 season. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys. They started camp for 2025, and we're going to talk about what we feel like should be some areas of concern for this squad. And, last year, not a great season did the Cowboys have. And so this season, we want to see them do a little bit better. We want to see them matriculate. I'm going to get Doug's prediction. I said it last week. I believe the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs this year. They may even win this division. There's a lot of things going wrong with the Eagles right now. Depending on how the Eagles start out their season, will determine their fate. And I'm hoping that opening day, the Cowboys put a butt whooping on that Eagle butt. The same day they're going to hoist their banner, their championship banner, they're going to be playing my Cowboys, and I hope the Cowboys run it up on them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the season may follow how that first game goes
Yeah,
for the Cowboys. I really believe that. I mean,
that's what
it
I'm
could
saying.
be. I mean, it could be very interesting if they do um, prevail, or even if it's like a really, 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 really close game all the way through, and they come up short for the first game. As long as they don't, I mean, I would take that as opposed to, uh, you know, getting ran over, and that
Yeah,
can happen too. So, I don't want to see that.
yeah, I don't want to see it either. I'm hoping that the Cowboys are going to be able to uh, make things happen for them this
I don't
season.
believe. Why did they put them the very first game of the season? They should not have done that. They should have given a little bit of time to let both those teams you know, get ready, get their season going before throwing them against each other. I just don't I don't
Well,
agree with what they did. The schedulers kind of
mm,
kind of screwed the pooch on that one.
yeah, they kind of did. They kind of gave the Cowboys the old heave ho there,
Well,
and
before we get into the Cowboys and the running backs, I want to ask, uh, come up with something. I came up with something on my own. Can you believe it?
you, so
Yeah,
Michelle told you, hey, y'all
yeah.
talk about.
So, um,
So
football,
Michelle said,
baseball, and basketball. If you could tell me, I'm wearing the greatness of Nolan Ryan's shirt,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
started thinking, well, who else was a great number 34 in Texas sports history? And I said, well, I'm going to ask David to give his opinions of the top, football, basketball, and baseball number 34s. So you already know
No,
my baseball. The
number
best
30.
number 34 in all of the world in sports was Nolan Ryan. So you got to go with Nolan Ryan for number 34 in baseball. So who's your number 34, David, in
In
baseball?
baseball,
In
in
baseball,
baseball, in baseball, in baseball. Yeah,
baseball.
I'd have to say it's Ryan. I'd have
Nolan
to say
Ryan.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I didn't give you a lot of time to think about this, so I'm going to go second with my basketball. Okay. Now,
Bas-
huh? What?
basketball,
Basketball, right?
basketball.
So
Okay.
this is back in the day, when I really did enjoy basketball when this gentleman played. Uh, you know, he was on the same kind of tier as Bird and Magic and a lot, and Abdul Jabbar. But the best number 34 that I can come up with for Texas in basketball has got to be Olajuwon, Houston
Yeah,
Rockets. Yeah,
Keem the Dream. That's exactly what I was thinking about, Doug. So good job there. Good
yeah.
job. You pulled that one off.
Yeah,
Now,
I watched
I
him. I've watched him twice at the Over Union Arena play against the Mavericks back when. Remember Brad Davis was our point guard and stuff.
oh yeah,
Yeah, Olajuwon could do anything he wanted to those guys. I mean,
yeah,
and you brought up Tarpley last time we had a sports scene I was on, and he actually played against Olajuwon, and it didn't do too bad, but still Olajuwon could do anything he wanted to, anything.
yeah.
I mean, he was just so smooth and one of the best basketball players, big men ever, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, as a big man, he was more versatile than his versatility was way above head and shoulders above any of the athletes back in that day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Was a big
That's why I
man. So
got him as one of the best big men ever because of his. Yeah, I mean, he was so versatile. He could do
so
anything.
number 34 in football, and I'll start at
I'm
that one
gonna
off.
let you do this on your own. See if you can get my guy here.
My favorite has got to be Herschel Walker, man. Herschel Walker was a great 34, man. He and if you think about it, not only just his playing ability, but also his the what he meant to the Cowboys with that trade. When we traded Herschel Walker, we got a plethora of players, and if that trade never went down, Cowboys would not have had the dynasty that they had in the 90s. That's for sure.
That's true. I mean, that was one of the best trades ever. But I don't go off of just the trades. Now, Herschel is my 1B, and it was pretty close, but you cannot leave it off Earl Campbell.
Earl the Pearl.
Earl, the greatest number 34 in Texas football history. Because, I mean, now, if he would have wore number 20 in the pros, he might have been the best number 20 in sports history ever for, all around. But because of his college, prowess. But what he did on the football field was just, I mean, if you go back and watch it, kids, go back and Google Earl Campbell's highlights, and you will be amazed at what this guy used to do.
Oh,
how fast he was, strong he was. Him and Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson, to me, the three best power running backs in college that came pros and pro running backs. But I got to give a nod to Earl Campbell on that, David.
Not going to hate you on that. I'm going to stand by my Herschel Walker because, again, what that trade meant to the Cowboys.
Was, you got Cowboys. Your homer. It's a homer pick.
Yeah, it's a homer pick. It's a homer pick. All right, let's dive into this. We got to get into it. I'm itching at the bud here. Running backs of today, and so running backs of today. Doug, I did a little bit of research on this, and running backs are getting better. The position almost died out here just recently. Running back was pretty much an afterthought. People were like, okay. And, they've gone to one back sets, doing away with running backs now, with full backs. Now they started this H-back thing, which is like a tight end that can, set up in multiple positions and stuff like that. And the Cowboys were the innovators of that. If you'll remember, Robert Newhouse, they used to split him out. They used to split him wide. They'd put him in a slot. They'd move him around all over the place and everything. But, But now this batch of running backs, and here's some people that did not make my list, Doug. I'm going to run these down real quick.
Wait. How come we're only doing 5? Because I've got I'm 13 deep, and I tell you what,
there's a lot.
In my top 7 or 8, you can put them in the top 5. So I'm like you. Running back position is building up, man. They're out there.
The one team that's absent on this list is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
However, we'll get into that when we get into the Dallas Cowboy part of it, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But listen to some of these names. These are some names that did not make my top 5, but could have. Yeah. Because this is such a talented, deep core of running backs. Chuba Hubbard for the Panthers. James Conner for the Cardinals. Joe Mixon for the Texans. James Cook for the Bills. Bucky Irving for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Christian McCaffrey did not make my top 5, and that's mainly because he's been injured. Jonathan Taylor, the Colts. Kareem Williams, the sharp running back for the Rams. Josh Jacobs, the running back for the Green Bay Packers, and Aaron Jones for the Minnesota Vikings. And then you talk about the rookie running backs. This core of rookie running backs could surprise a lot of people. And number one guy that I have surpassing all, and I should have saved this for another list. This guy could possibly be offensive rookie of the year. And I'm talking about, how do you say it? Omarion Hampton for the Los Angeles Chargers. And the reason, Doug, is he's their guy. They got to go with him. They have no other choice. The other people that they have in that backfield or in their depth chart, they're just not going to be contributors. So he's going to get a lot of carries. Ashton Genty, who was a big pick this year, and a lot of people, I wanted him on the Cowboys. Ashton Genty, going to be a great running back this year. R.J. Harvey with the Broncos. That kid's going to be something special. So, you look at the running back position, it is making a comeback, thank goodness. And, I figured this is a good list for you and me to do together because, we were running backs. Little Donnie, yeah.
He's too slow.
Yeah, he was just a little slow of the foot.
Yeah. Well, man, I've got every running back that you listed and then some that you didn't. How about Kenneth Walker?
Kenneth Walker the third, but Kenneth's going to have a hard time because he's got that other guy behind him. What's his name? Oh my God, Clarinet. He's got him behind him, and he pushed him a lot last year. And Walker was a little bit injured, so we'll see how that goes.
What about James Cook with the Bills?
I did mention him. James Cook.
You did. Yeah. Okay, you did.
He's a good one.
Chase Brown. Did you?
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown.
No, I didn't. He's with the Bengals, and
he was averaging like so many points or yards. At last 5 games of last year, and that's when the Bengals, kind of made a little run to try to make a push, but they fell short. But anyway, yeah, David, I can't do a top 5, man.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but we have to mention.
I got 5B and 5A. I mean, 5A and 5B.
I'm going to go with my 5th. I'll start us off. Here we go.
Okay.
My number 5 is this guy right here, and this is Devon Achane for the Miami Dolphins, and this dude is a rocket. He's been having to split time with Mostert, but Mostert is moved on, and he's no longer going to be in that backfield. This guy's going to take a lot of the carries this year. The Dolphins are going to spread it out a little bit. He does catch a lot of passes out of the backfield. He's a multi-set back. So, I like this guy, and I'm putting it as my number 5.
Well, you're going to be shocked, but my number 5 was Devon Achane.
Oh, yeah.
I have him right ahead. I couldn't make up my mind between him and Irving, but I have Irving as my 5B. Bucky Irving is going to be 5B. They're almost the same kind of running back.
Yeah.
The only thing I think Irving has a little bit of nod on Achane is because the actual team, the team might be a little bit better with Tampa Bay than Miami. It depends on Tua. If Tua goes down, I mean, Achane is going to have troubles, and but Baker has never had an injury-prone season, and he's just getting better and better. And he still has Mike Evans, and he's got a great receiving, good Chris Godwin. Great receiving core. Now Miami has Hill and Waddle, so I don't know. But I do have Achane ahead of Irving, so he's my number 5.
I got Achane now. Hey, folks, I want to mention everybody in the background. You really can't see it, but in the background there, that is R&R Fabrication, and they're one of our new sponsors for the 2025 Toller Rattler seasons. And wanted to mention them real quick. If you have custom fabrication, custom machining, build or rebuild, mobile welding, steel, aluminum, stainless, cast iron, he does it all. Heavy equipment repair and implement repair. You want to get a hold of R&R Fabrication right there in the lovely town of Toller, Texas. Proud Rattler supporter, and wanted to give him a plug real quick. Let's go to number 4, Doug, as we are up against the clock, and I'm going to let you go first.
All right, my number 4 is going to be, I hate to do this to him, but I got to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry. Yeah, Derrick Henry is going to be my number 4. I mean, I think he could be number 1 on this list. So it's hard for me to put him number 4, but I got him at number 4.
Well, Derrick Henry, that's a pretty good pick there. I went with this guy right here, Doug, Bijan Robertson. Now, Robertson, he's flashed the last couple of seasons. He's flashed, but he hadn't really done a whole lot. And I think this year is his coming out party. I think they're going to reshift a lot of things with the Atlanta Falcons, and I think he's going to be a bell cow. I think he'll start coming on and everything. And you're right, Doug. There's a big difference between. There's not a big difference between 1 and 5 in this list, guys. So you can rearrange it. No list is wrong. And if you're watching, you want to give us your 5, or you want to comment on our picks, you can do so. Just go to that comment button and push it. And let's get that going on as well. Also wanted to mention real quick, everybody needs to of course, like and subscribe to all of our formats. We're not only on Facebook, we're also on YouTube. And you want to go to that YouTube channel, that is the Sports Scene with the Wood Brothers. You want to like and subscribe to that page as well. And football season right around the corner, folks. And we are the only place you can watch Total Rattler football. And we are streaming all 10 regular season games this season, and we'll be in there for the playoffs as much as we can get from Sports in Action. Okay, you ready for my number 3, Doug?
Yeah, one number 3.
My number 3.
First here. Number 3.
My number 3 is this guy right here, mega talented dude. It really came out. He's been injured a lot. He's been really, really injured a lot. And last year he stayed healthy for the whole season. I was really quite surprised. He even hurdled guys backwards, forwards, backwards, sideways. He can just do it all. Super, super talented guy. But you know what? That ring's going to weigh him down a little bit this season, guys. I guarantee it. He's not going to be I can't put him at 1. I can't put him at 2. I can put him at 3, even though I don't like looking at that ugly green jersey with the green ugly feathers on his head and everything. I can't stand a Philadelphia.
You know how great he would look in a Cowboy uniform. That's all.
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be great, and we could have got him. So, but I won't talk about
it. Okay, so my number 3 is your number 4, Robinson.
Bijan. Yeah,
Bijan Robinson as my number 3, and I think he 1 through 4 for me especially can interchange.
Yeah.
One thing about Robinson is he's really involved in the pass game, which me I love as a running backs that can take an out pass and take it to the house. He's got that kind of speed, moves, and smarts. He sees the field. I think he probably sees the field. He and Barkley are 1 and 2 as seeing the field, seeing the lanes. They're just so good at it. So, he's going to be my number 3 this year.
Yeah, he's a good one. Okay, so just to reset, both me and Doug took Devon A-Chain for our number 5 back. Number 4 for me was Bijan Robinson. It was Derrick Henry for Doug. Number 3 for both of us, for you was Bijan, and for me it was Saquon Barkley. So we're at number 2. We're
going to let Doug. My number two is going to be Saquon Barkley. Oh. So that tells you right there who my number 1 is. But I couldn't put him at number 1 for the simple fact that I think the number 1 back this year is going to outdo him on the field.
All right.
But again, he could be number 1. I mean, or he could be number 4.
He can be number 3 too. So that's where I put him. I put this guy right here at number 2, and I call him an up and comer. I think he's already came. He's came to the dance. He's contributed. He's on a team that's going to help. That position is going to help that team, and this year. And so I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a breakout season this season, and I've got him as my number 2.
Wow, I can't believe you're doing what I didn't think you were going to put him number 1, but so my number 1, I'll go ahead first since you know who my number 1 is Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's going to outdo the other 4 that are on this top 5 list, but not by a lot. I mean, he could be the 5th, or he could be the 2nd. They're all pretty much the same.
Yeah. Well, of course, as you mentioned it, Doug, I do have the 31-year-old. My number 1 is your number. What was he, 4 for you?
4.
I have him at number 1. It is King Henry, and he will remain to be the king until somebody kicks him off his throne, and that's going to be a hard thing to do for whomever might try to attempt that. But, man, the dude is just so versatile. He'll run over you. He'll run around you. He'll run over you. This guy can do it all. And then if you're in the open field, and you're 180, 190-pound defensive back, you ain't going to try to tackle him. He'll put you on your butt with the stiff arm. So I like this guy so much. I've got him on there. It's funny that all 5 of our backs are the same, Doug.
Yeah.
Me and Donnie did a podcast last week, and it seemed like it was like all of our Rangers were the same. And then all of our picks, what did we do? We did top 10. I can't remember what we did. I think it was all-time Rangers
Yeah.
in honor of All-Star. And we had pretty much all the same players. It was hilarious. Really, really close to the same players. So, yeah, it's because we watch sports together and everything else like that. So, folks, if you're watching at home, give us a shout out. Let us know who your top 5 running backs for the NFL for the 2025 season is. It's a hard list to do because there's so many dadgum good running backs. And I think this is the year, 2025, is the return to the ground game. And I think you're going to see a lot of successful running backs in the NFL this season. But I have number 1 right there. Doug's number 1, this guy right here.
Yep.
Jameer Gibbs. I like Gibbs. He's a good one. All right. So let's just dive right into it, Doug. Cowboys needs in camp.
Okay.
And I'm going to go first. And I'm going to talk about the offense for a minute. There's a couple of things here. The offense needs a good overhauling. Offensive line. We need to establish a good rotation of these players. And when I say rotation, you got a lot of young players in that starting lineup on that offensive line, but you also have some veterans. Believe it or not, Tyler Smith is now a veteran. And, he's a veteran. And, Terrence Steele should be doing some things this year. There's a lot of people, but the backups are almost as important as the starters. And so you got to have a good rotation. You got to have good alternatives. If one guy goes down, the next guy's got to stand up. And I really believe that offensive line holds the key to the Dallas Cowboys' success this season. And they've got to get way better in the run game. The run game is such a big need. We just talked about running backs. The Cowboys have Javonte Williams. They've got Miles Sanders. And then they've got Blue, the new running back from the University of Texas that came in. With those guys, they should be able to come up with some type of semblance to run the game. I really like Javonte Williams in the red zone area. He has proven himself to be extremely hard to bring down in the red zone area. He doesn't break off a lot of long runs or anything like that, but he's that bell cow type guy that'll get you that 3-4 yard tough run, and he can break them off every now and then here and there. Miles Sanders, if he's healthy, he's always a threat, but he's more of like a track star type dude. Maybe you bring him in a lot of third down sets. And then Blue's the guy that they got to bring up. And I'm fearful that they're going to try to throw too much on him right out the bat. I don't think they should. I think they should use these vets that they've got in camp and in the season, especially early on. Maybe just work him in, and increase his load as we go. But the offensive line really, really has to – they got to take charge of the leadership of that run game and solidify a good working unit so that if one guy goes down, the other guy can hold up and get this passing game going. That's the other side of the offense. On the offense, the quarterback and these receivers have got to develop some relationships together, not just Dak and Ferguson. Dak and CD and Higgins have all or not Pickens have all got to get on the same page for this offense to be spectacular.
Okay.
That's my
offense. You said the word that my first thing that Cowboys have to do is solidify the offensive line. They have got to get the offensive line working as a well-oiled machine. Like you said, that's the key to the offense right there. It's not Dak. I mean, it's the offensive line if they can run the ball. So along with that comes my second point. One, the offensive line, I want them to stay healthy. I don't trust the backups. I mean, I think they have a great, maybe a 6 or 7, but their starters, I want to see, stay healthy all season long. That's where you get in, to greatness versus okay teams. You know,
Yeah.
if you get an offensive line that can stay healthy, work together the whole season, because if they're out there every game, they're going to get better and better and better and better. So that's very important. Staying healthy with the offensive line. Along with that, and what you said about the running backs, I want to see if we can determine if Jaden Blue can be the guy. Can he be the guy? Because I'm Miles Sanders. No, he might should be, just on the, not even dressing most games. I think that low of him right now. Javonte Williams, he's had his day. He's looked good sometimes, and sometimes not so good. I don't trust him. I mean, I would rather have to see if we can determine if Jaden Blue can be the guy. Can he be the guy? That I think that needs to be determined in training camp um, with the offense. That's the two. I think two of the keys on the offense. I had more to go on the offense, and if you let me go, um, you're not going to like this, but I really think. I mean, I, y'all know how I feel about Dak. I would like to see Milton be given an opportunity. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I think I might like him a little bit more than Dak. So uh, it's hard to say because what Dak does when he's healthy, but uh, he's older now. He's injury prone. He throws too many. He's not smart enough with the ball. When he gets rattled, he throws interceptions. Um, so anyway, um,
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that Milton at this stage of his. There's no way the Cowboys make the playoffs if Dak doesn't finish the season. If Dak has a fall off and everything else like that, it's going to be extremely hard for the Cowboys to make the playoffs.
I
Uh,
disagree.
but
I disagree.
Milton, but Milton is a step up. In my mind, he's a big step up from the guy we had last year.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, a big step up. So,
So so so,
you know,
so
everything.
and we weren't that far from. I mean, a couple of games could have gone either way for the Cowboys last year with that backup quarterback that we had. If you have Joe, I mean, we got a big step up in the backup quarterback. I'm not a big fan of Dak. I do want to see if he can build a rapport with Pickens and if he can come off of his injury and do like he did his rookie season. I mean, I don't see it happening. I don't trust Dak as our quarterback. I don't like him as our quarterback, but that he's what we got, right?
Yeah,
Thank you, Jerry.
absolutely,
Thank you, Jerry.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, got to talk about it, and that's the defense. And the defense, quite simply, they're going to sign. They're going to sign Micah. So
Yeah,
I'm not even worried about that. What I am worried about is the defensive line stopping the run. This NFC, we just talked about all the great running backs in the league. You got Brian Robinson Jr., you got Tracy over there for the Giants, and you've got Barkley with the Eagles, and Barkley's in our top five. You got teams that are going to run the ball. And if you looked at our schedule, looked at the Cowboys' schedule, it's quite daunting. The Cowboys have got a lot of games with a lot of good um, running backs, and these running backs, they are gnawing at the bit based on what the defensive line has produced in the last couple of seasons for the Cowboys. They've got to be gnawing at the bit to get in there and play these Cowboys. So uh, my thing here's the schedule right here. I'm going to pull it up real quick. You see that schedule right there. I don't know if you can make it here. Doug's got tiny eyes. But you're with the Eagles. Then you have the Bills, the Giants. I mean, those two teams we just talked about it. Saquon, and then you got Tracy, and then you got the Bears coming to town. And the Bears have a Swift and a couple of other good running backs in there. And then you got the Packers, and the Packers have Josh Jacobs that are coming at you. So there's that run game. Stopping the run game is going to be paramount for these Dallas Cowboys, and so that's something that I want to see in the offseason is these pickups, Solomon Thomas was a solid pickup in free agency. I was really, really happy with that. A lot of people were like, man, you just applaud everything the Cowboys do. I said, no, I don't. This is a good pickup. With the guys that we have in place, he's a good fit for this team and for the schemes that they're going to run. Eberflus is going to run on defense. And then the other thing is, I want to see these linebackers, and I want to see this defensive line to continue to do what they did back when, what's his name, was our defensive coordinator, the guy that went to Washington, whose name is escaping me right now. But sideline to sideline football. I want to see sideline to sideline football. I love it. It's what our Total Rattlers like to do. They like to run sideline to sideline and shrink that field. Shrink that field, make lanes unavailable, shut down the run game, force the team to put the ball in the air, and get the ball back. That's what the defense is supposed to do. 3 and outs. And that's that. And if you stop the run, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a lot of 3 and outs. And that's what the Cowboys need.
Yeah. So successful defenses force teams to be one-sided, one-dimensional. And if you can force an offense to be one-dimensional, that's going to create turnovers, and just give you more advantages. So I told y'all in the past that the NFL has turned into a passing league over a running league. I think these running backs schemes are starting to change a little bit. It's starting to become more of a running game in NFL now. And if you can stop the run and make these quarterbacks, because somebody did the top quarterbacks in the NFL this season, and like the top 6 of them were all from the AFC. I mean,
yeah, that's what we did. We did it the other day.
You don't have anybody in the NFC as a top quarterback. So, and most of your teams that you're playing are NFC teams. Now, you got some AFC teams sprinkled in there, but your NFC East are all NFC quarterbacks that you're going up against, and none of them are Jalen Hurts and Daniels. Jaden Daniels. There, 2 of them are probably in the top 10, but you got to make them one-dimensional. If you make them one-dimensional and stop the run, stop Barkley and Brian Robinson with the Redskins, and I am going to say the Redskins this year. I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but they are going to be having their name changed back to the Redskins. So I'm going to go ahead and do it early. I'm not for political correctness. I'm for the truth. And I honor our country's Indians, so because we are part Indian ourselves. So anyway, off of that, but so you stop them in the running game, make them one-dimensional, especially Hurts. Hurts is not the man as far as a one-dimensional quarterback. Jaden Daniels, I mean, I really like that quarterback. I like that kid. He's a really great athlete.
He's a 5-tool.
Yeah, he might be the man that can do it one-dimensionally, but I really like that guy. And I hate that he plays for the Redskins. But anyway, that's for our defense. We got to try to make them one-dimensional. Stop the run is the way to do it.
Stopping the run. So me and Doug agree. It's stopping the run and getting that offensive line all together for your Dallas Cowboys. And man, we're got preseason football coming up. We've got fantasy football coming up for everybody around the world. Everybody's gearing up for those good days. Everybody stay safe when you're out there having your little parties and, having a little bit too much drinky drink and all that good stuff and everything. Be careful out there. And then high school football starting up really, really, really quick. And I'm really excited about some high school football, Doug. We'll touch on it real quick here. Your Total Rattlers. I've got a number, and I want you to they've been playing this a lot with the Texas Rangers. Less or more. I'm going to give you a number, and you're going to tell me less or more, okay?
Okay.
Number of losses on the season, and I'm going to set that number at 3. At 3, and I'm talking about the regular season, non-district and district. That's 10 games. I've got the less or more at 3 games. Less than 3 losses. I agree with you 100%. I see our first 2 games being our toughest 2 games. of the season, and we open up the season against. We open up against the Peaster Greyhounds, and of course that game's going to be at home. That's going to be a home game against Peaster, and man, Peaster, they're 3A Division One. We're 3A Division Two. They beat us last year, and it really wasn't even a questionable game. I mean, the Peaster kind of controlled that game early on, but we were out of sorts, and it was the first game with the new schemes, new coach, new everything, and we found our way back the next week when we took on another 3AD1 school, and that was Teague, and Teague is actually coming over here to play us again this year. Those two games are really the two toughest. You have to go all the way down to October the 31st, Halloween, when the Toller Rattlers will be taking on the Brady Bulldogs in Brady. That's a 2.5 hour drive, Doug. 2.5 hour drive. We're going down to Brady on Halloween night, and it's going to be a spooky contest because whoever wins that's going to win district in my mind, and it's going to be a tough one. But I think those first two games, Peaster and Teague, if we lose them, we've only lost two games. If we win them, we're probably going to lose less than that. I'm going to say under 3 losses for the Toller Rattlers for 2025. And a lot of people, somebody told me the other day, I was talking to somebody and they said, well, David, y'all lost 20 seniors. How in the world are y'all going to, you're saying y'all are going to repeat and go win by district, win area, and have a tough contest again against Holiday in that third round. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Toller finds a way. I mean, they've been up and coming. Their underclassmen have really contributed last season a lot, and it started with your quarterback, that great sophomore quarterback that came on strong all season long. And he just got better and better and better. Yes, we lost a lot of seniors, and a few of them were very key contributors on the offense and on defense, especially the line and your big running back. But last year, for some reason, I believe the Toller's offense revolved around the passing game instead of the running game for most of the season. At the end of the season and in the playoffs, they did get back to feeding Brown, but during the regular season, he was still coming off an injury, and he wasn't getting much carries. And you were throwing the ball quite a bit. So, and that quarterback, he showed you that what he can do, being a passing quarterback. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him this year.
And I'm really going to miss. I'm going to really miss downtown Peyton Brown, like you said, Doug. But I'm really excited about seeing what both the two brothers do. I'm talking about Calvin and Keon Murray. Both those guys at the running back position are going to be entertaining as all get outs, and I think that's something to really, really watch out for. And like you said, Doug, we retained 3 of our starting wide receivers, and I say 3 of our starting receivers. Actually, one of them Noah Yanish didn't even start as a wide receiver, yet he made all district first team honors out of our district as wide receiver. That's how deep our wide receiver pool is. And with Britton, another year under his belt, he's gotten bigger, stronger, faster in the offseason. He's going to come out on a tear. And like I said, Doug, like you said, are we going to see the beginning of an air raid for the Toller Rattlers? And, you get Kelvin and Keon in the flats with a pass, who's going to stop guys, So it's going to be a fun season. They're moving Abrego over to that H-back spot that Owens held last year. I really think that's going to be cool. Tidwell is going to get to see some action over there as well. And so, it's going to be a fun season. I'm really looking forward to it. And this year, you're going to see all 10 regular games right here in live living color on the sports scene. And, man, we got new equipment, new software. And, man, I'm telling you, it's going to look really, really sharp.
So, again, what's going to be a key factor for Toller is going to be the offensive line. Both sides' offensive lines, offensive and defensive.
Yes.
To me, especially going up against these bigger teams, they have more to pull from, so they got bigger kids. And I don't know what our offensive line is going to look like, what the size is going to be, and you don't have to be big. Me and you have proved you don't have to be big to be a player. You got to have the heart and the want to, and the ability to be coached. So, and these kids usually are. So, we'll see what happens though. With the offensive and defensive lines.
Yeah, I tell you, Toller has a high grade on football IQ. I can tell you that right now. These boys, they know where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. They've had enough success, and success breeds success. And that's these, like you said, Doug, all these underclassmen that are coming up, they're from winning programs. I mean, last year, our JV team lost one game all season long. And the year before that, they were totally undefeated. So, these guys know how to win and know what it takes to win, and they got the right coach behind them. He's one of the 40 of the 40. You saw in Dave Campbell's football magazine, and 40 under 40 is what go back and read it, folks. If you get the Dave Campbell's football magazine, it's a great read. All right, well, that's going to do it for tonight, Doug. I appreciate your time, man. It was a good one. Number one running back, of course, Derrick Henry. Doug agrees with me. He's number one, and is that what you said, right? You said he's number one, right?
Hey, I'm going to change my number one run back. Well, the NFL Rookie of the Year for me.
Yeah.
Cam Scatterboo. Good night.
Oh, my God. Man.
Hey, man. The Giants only got that Tracy dude. He ain't – I mean, Scatterboo's going to be the boy. You watch.
Doug,
he's going to take over the job.
Go take your medicine and lay down, okay?
And I wish we would have had Scatterboo. I mean, I'm serious, man. He's go back and watch that Arizona State Longhorn game last year, and you'll like, dude, you got to have this guy on your team.
I can't stand him. He's a punk. I don't like punks.
Yeah,
never liked.
I kind of got that impression of him too. I didn't like his persona what I've seen on the interviews and stuff. I just don't like him. I don't like a wannabe. I think he's a wannabe.
Yeah. Well, folks, I want to tell you, folks, we appreciate y'all watching across our platforms. Be sure and like and subscribe to both our Facebook and our YouTube applications. We've got a lot of good, exciting things coming your way very, very soon. And until next time, folks, God bless you, and we'll see you down the road.
See ya.